Mhm. All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the Gemini Lounge, everyone here, man. So we're talking about why are liberals losing their minds over illegal immigrants, man? Is it real? Does Selena Gomez really care that much about illegal immigrants to the point where she's breaking down in tears? I don't know, people. I highly doubt it. But let's talk about it, man. Let's start it off here, man. We're gonna look at some of these, you know, we're gonna take a look at some of these liberals here losing their minds as they claim to care about illegal immigrants and things like that. So again, the question is, why are liberals so invested in what in illegal immigration, man? A few years ago, people, man, I took a college class, man, and I was in a class full of liberal professors. And these liberal professors, man, the main thing they kept repeating to me is things like who are going to pick, take care of the menial jobs. Americans don't want these type of jobs. They kept saying to me. They kept saying, and now I'm hearing things like, where are you going to get your avocados from? Who's going to pick your vegetables? I mean, they say this proudly. I've even had a few um, of other groups in defense of illegal immigration using the same terms, and I'm sitting here asking myself, do you really look at yourself as just the maid service for American white elites or liberals? And the truth is, we're going to see a little video. I'm going to show you how, like, some of these liberals are protesting in the city over America's choice. Because this is not about Donald Trump. Remember, Donald Trump is just a representation of the American people. Okay, 77 million people voted for these policies. So this isn't about Donald Trump, people. This is about the American people. We made a choice. We made the choice that we no longer wanted to live in the type of system that the Democrats put up. So instead of, and they've been doing that before when we were the minority, the Trump supporters and the people who wanted to make America great again, when it was just a few scared people hiding in holes or getting arrested or locked up or fired from their jobs, when it was like that, when Joe Biden and his crew had everything under control, you know, most of us, we just kept quiet, man, because it was real fear out there. Now I got to hear about how illegal immigrants are living in fear. Well, guess what, my people? We've been living in fear from the Democratic Party for the last 4 years, 6 years, really. Ever since COVID started, man, we've been living in fear of these nut jobs. And I'm sorry, I've never bought into this. I mean, as you look behind me at the screen, all you're going to see is a bunch of nut job women. Honestly, look at the pink hats. These are people that, like, their behaviors, the way they look at the world is all like disgusting, degenerate. All of the policies they've been pushing of trying to make our little kids be confused about whether they're a boy or a girl, whether they are cool with, again, men going into female sports and beating the crap out of women. We're somehow, and these liberals just put their heads in the sand and they said, hey, that person has the right to be whatever they want to be. But what about us? What about the other side of their rights? Do rights only work for that individual? And then once that individual who's on your team declares their rights, everyone else's rights disappears. Well, that's the way the liberals have been moving these years. And again, I'm disgusted by these people, man. I will never mess with them again. Okay, I mean, I never messed with them anyway. They became weird. But again, let's look at this. Let's just take a listen to some of, like, how these people think, man, and look at the representation. Not a man in the crowd. I'm sorry, America. I know that these Democrats tricked you and fooled you into believing that you could really move on without men, or that somehow you were going to be able to, you know, use all the great things men have done, use men to fight in wars on your behalf while you sit back at your job where you get to stay at home and feed your cats and talk trash about the very people who have been protecting you and creating the system on which you're thriving for. I've been listening for years in New York City as I've watched politicians come out in the streets and talk about manhood, as though it's some type of evil, some type of Satan, backed by evil. Meanwhile, these women are doing some of the most evil stuff in the history of humanity. And yet, you got a bunch of people high fiving them as though they're doing righteous work, man. These are sick people. And we've allowed these sick people to, fill themselves up with the idea that they are on the right side of God or the right side of history. It's amazing. There's no, guys, honestly, I was talking to my son about this, man. I was like, there's no negotiating with these people. There's really no point in even talking to them. These are people that we're going to have to allow life to just handle it. Life is just going to have to handle these liberals because they really believe that they're doing something with their degrees in meaningless work. They've never built a thing in life. They've never ran a business. They've never even really done anything successful except graduate from some college with a weak degree and go work for some weak company, a school system, or some kind of DEI program. And yeah, I'm black and I'm saying this because DEI ain't never do a thing for me, people. I ain't never get a dollar or a dime from DEI. DEI has been used to just help foreigners, women, and the flag community. It ain't never been there to help what we call the real American. They left out all of the American men, whether they were white or black. They tried to build this coalition with illegal immigrants. They thought that they were really going to get away with that crap. So I don't even understand how Joe Biden won the first. Well, I do know. I think they cheated. Okay, I do think they cheated. I was around when with those mail-in ballots and what do you call it? Unions actually collecting the ballots at the unions, and that's how Biden even won that first time. But they tried to squeeze that in again with Kamala, as though this woman would be like the future and would usher in a good time or a great time in America. The truth is, another 4 years of her under those Biden, because I think the truth is, sleepy Joe Biden, he's still, I think, even with the weekend at Bernie's, Joe Biden, I still think he was sharper than Kamala on her best day. I think the woman is just a walking disaster. This is the same woman that spent $3 billion or $2 billion in 3 months and still owed 20 million. Man, this is a woman you want to put. And again, God, this isn't about being a woman. This isn't about that, but it is about putting talentless people in just because of gender or just because of some type of something is different about them. Hey, as I'm watching the Kennedy guy trying to be sworn in for the health department, and I'm watching Democrats go mad and trying to talk down to him and accuse him of being weird and this. Did you take a look at the last person who was the Department of Health or the health secretary? This was a transgender man, woman. I don't even know how you how you do that. I don't even understand that. But this was a transgender who had the weirdest ideas, and they had no problem confirming that person into the very same position that you're now telling me that Robert F. Kennedy, he can't get that job because something's too wrong with him, but you had no problem with that other guy. So let's take a look at some of these protesters, and I want you to see the common denominator. Also, Gemini Lounge, the channel, I also do cop cam. Okay, I watch a lot of cop cam videos, and where we just look at society. Some of y'all are here for the cop cam, other you are here for the Trump, others are here because of the FBA status, because I'm a proud Black American. Way before Trump won, I was always on this. But I want us to take a look at the very people who seem to be on the other side of what's going on and what America wants. Let's just listen to watch the common denominator of my cop cam videos and this protest. Let's take a look. Right behind me. We are the people We are the people. This is a protest.
They don't devalue women, they devalue their own legitimacy, okay? And they erode the power that they have because institutions are only as legitimate as you make them, okay? They work for you, and all of this is yours. So I was asked by the organizers who want me to really go away right now, and
I do too. I would like you to go away as well.
Is this: laugh at losers, okay? Keep laughing at losers, and history books, okay? They're not going to skip this part. History is being written.
Let's take a look at that scene right there, people. You got a stage full of women outraged because they're always outraged, this certain group. And this, no, listen, not to the women out there that are nothing like this. Hey, salute, happy that you haven't lost your sanity. But look at this stage here. You got the typical white women, and I don't understand. Again, I'm a black man. I don't understand white like culture in that way of what's going on with their women and their men. But it seems like the white woman has had, like this anger towards her own father, her own husbands, her own brothers they have tried to attach it to the black community. And then sadly, it has worked. A lot of black women are now taking on the same energy that we're seeing with a lot of these white women. As you can see, the sign language lady here, this one over here, the sign language, she's over there doing whatever she's doing. But this is the group of people who they're quick to get on stage in the group and talk about how we must do better, never looking in the mirror. They've never looked in the mirror. They have no idea of how silly and pathetic they look. My son was just talking to me. He's like, "Yo, Dad, oh, you wilding out there, Dad. Like, you going at the illegal immigrants, man. You talking like you don't care." He worried that like one of these crazy dudes was going to try something, man. I told him, man, yo, it don't matter, son. Make me a martyr. All I could trust is God and my Second Amendment. That's all I'm riding with. I ride with the Bible in one hand and the Second Amendment in the other hand, man. So, yo, I told my son, man, real men, we don't live in fear, man. We don't let people like this. People like this. I could never let this clownish woman and this one over here. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine allowing women like this to actually deprive you or talk down to you? And yo, to the one who just left the chat just now, hey, this channel ain't really for women, keeping it real with you. Because women, this is for intelligent women, but this ain't for the average woman who thinks that I'm here to worship them or give a crap about how they feel. I'm more than happy to lose that subscription, to lose that viewer, kick rocks, keep moving. This ain't gonna be for you. This is for the real ones though, okay? These losers we're seeing here always crying. And this white one right here up on stage, I bet you she's doing well in life. Usually it's women that are well off, that are out there always fighting for somebody else's rights other than the very American people. Now, the saddest part about this is that these people will these liberals will openly tell you things like who's going to pick the avocados, who's going to pick your vegetables, who's going to do all of those dirty jobs, because Americans won't do it, i.e. they saying American blacks won't do it. I disagree with them. But the very fact that they so comfortable to basically express how they just want illegal immigrants here to do the dirty work for white, rich, elite liberal women and men. These are sick people, man. These are not people looking for equality or looking to help anyone. Now, this is not about an immigration. This is about illegal immigration, man. There are plenty of Spanish dudes still in America that are Americans, proud Americans serving in the military. There's plenty of all types of people that have they have my full support as long as they did it the right way. And you're probably asking yourself, who am I, right? Well, I'm an American citizen. I'm a black American man. I'm a man who helped build this country, not me. Well, me personally, too. but I mean my ancestry. So what do you think this government is really about? It's not about like the businesses, it's about the people. We decide, and that's what makes this country unique. I know in a lot of these South American countries that are basically socialists and communists, and they have a history of overthrowing each other. A lot of these Caribbean communities where, like in Haiti, you got dudes out there like they taking out the presidents in their country. This happens in America a few times, but it seems like a regular thing in some of these third world countries, man. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, why do these people again feel like they have the right to be here? I have never traveled to another country and felt as though I have the right to put my feet up in their country and do what I need to do. I'm just amazed at this energy. But I'm more amazed at Americans like this clown woman behind me. Y'all heard of that woman, Robin DiAngelo, White Fragility? You see, there's a lot of white women out there that they really don't have meaning to their lives, okay? They don't want to be considered the oppressors in the way that their husbands, their sons, and all of that, they've sold their own families out. So what they think they could do is they think that they can abandon their men, come on over here into this middle ground of called the Democratic Party and become their own boss. It's not going to work. It's not going to work because the truth is, you need us. Without men like me, without real men, not this woman talking about like those men are only hurting themselves and demeaning themselves. We don't feel that way. And just because she says it with passion on a stage in front of a bunch of I don't even know how to describe this group of people we're looking at. Just because you say it in front of them and they clap, it doesn't make it true. You're not no boss, and you're not gonna. And you actually, most of these women that are complaining have meaningless jobs. They do nothing for society except run their mouths and take, just like the illegal immigrants do. In a lot of ways, a lot of our women are moved just like illegal immigrants. They just run their mouths, don't really do anything. I don't listen. If you think being a waiter or being some kind of like I don't know, even I guess even my son works with a lot of construction workers, and I get it. Hey, we need them for certain businesses and industries, and you're welcome to that. But let's not act like we out here kicking out scientists. We out here kicking out doctors. Let's not act like we need them or the country won't survive. Only liberal Democrats who want their vote would push that bullcrap lie. You know. So let's see what's going on at the rally tonight.
So go make yourself a part of it. I love you. Let's go.
Does she love you? I don't think so. We won't back down. What is? I don't even know what that really means. We won't back down from what? Who are you fighting? Who are you fighting?
Virgo friend, my fellow Virgo friend, Miss Jasmine Banks, who I would like to add is on.
We ain't.
I wasn't here. I wish I wasn't in the rain. I wish I was at home in my pajamas, awaiting the inauguration of our second female president instead of being here, okay? And I wish I was
What?
criticizing her for not being progressive enough. I would give anything
Second?
for that.
Don't you gotta get one to
all
get the
here,
second?
okay?
What is she
All here
talking about?
because Donald
So
Trump
look at
decided
this
to go
one
into
over here.
politics
Look at this
instead
one
of
waiting,
going to
waiting in
therapy,
line over
okay?
here. Look at this
Yes.
one.
Yeah, it's a tale as old as time. And now we're stuck with the cabinet where the main qualification seems to be A, that your wife left you, okay, number one, or two, that the women who stuck around.
Okay, funny she says that. She says we're now stuck with a cabinet where their wives left them. From my understanding, I'll keep it real with you. The number one group of women that leave their men are liberal women. And the truth is, most liberal women don't respect the men that they're with because they don't respect men, period. But liberal women specifically, most of them are divorced three, four times. They're cat ladies, they live like off by themselves, having lunches and brunches with their old friends who all then ruined families and ruined it. These women are not the prize, America. These women, and I'll keep it real, I don't trust the Republican conservative ones either, but I know darn sure that these liberal women that are up here marching with the pink hats and the disgusting behavior and pushing the disgusting policies, there's no loyalty with those type of women, man. Those women are the most narcissistic, selfish beings on the planet. And that's why they're the main ones who usually are calling you a narcissist, calling you selfish. It's pure projection, and they've mastered the art of projection. So it's this woman here who thinks that she's like the hottest thing since sliced bread, and she thinks that I doubt she's married. I'd probably bet my last quarter in my pocket that she's married, you know. But she's quick to talk about how Republicans or conservative or Trump MAGA dudes that we don't have women. No, we don't have women like you. But women usually like powerful men and men that stand on 10. They don't really like dudes who kind of cower or kowtow to other women. Women don't respect that either. Young men out there, if you listening to the channel, man, don't listen to no woman tell you how to be a man. They'll never get it. They don't even understand how to be a man. But they have been the ones kind of pushing this whole Democrat party, this whole flag community, this whole progressiveness, this whole DEI. Because guess what? DEI benefited her way more than it did me as a black man. But again, I'm not a man. Most men, we're not looking for programs to help us. We just looking for programs to not hurt us. That's the job of the government. We want the government out of our way. We don't want the government helping us. We just want y'all to leave us alone. Take the proper taxes you're supposed to take and stay out of our business. Don't hinder us. But you see, women like this one and the ones you see out here in this crowd, they are sitting there waiting for the government to actually do something for them. What would they always talk about how meaningless men are, but what would America be under their care? Like honestly, these are women that all they do is argue and moan and complain and talk about people, but they build nothing. Facts. Yeah, I work in the school system sometimes, man, and I'm gonna tell you, it's ran by nothing but women in the school system, man, and that's why these kids can't read. Honestly, they're so caught up in the politics of pleasing some other female boss that they could care less about actually the kids learning how to read. Man, it's sickening. I've watched, and again, I don't want to demonize women, but they've been empowered by the progressive liberals to play like a front line, like almost like an offensive lineman blocking for the Democratic Party as the quarterback. They put women, they put the LGBTQ, they put illegal immigrants, they just thrown them all as the blockers to protect their corruption. Let's talk about it, America. We know I can point out, if I have my computer game right, I could sit here and show you 20 different women of color and white women across America that were during the 2020 election were giving mayor jobs, chief of police, head of the fire department. They just were giving any woman a job. And then after they ran out of women, they start giving transgenders jobs and all types of stuff. They said, hey, we don't need a male police chief anymore. A woman can do it as good as one. Did you hear this recent during the Los Angeles fires? They got these weirdo police fire women who were like in charge, and this woman was talking about, if you got yourself to where I got to lift you out of a building, then you did something wrong. This is how they look at the world, man. Like where they have no responsibility and they don't have to actually like live up to some type of credentials or requirements. Just being a woman, any kind. I could be out of shape, I could be fat, I could be dumb. But if I'm a woman, I immediately jump to the head of the line. If I'm part of the flag community, I immediately jump to the head of the line. Let's think about it. I'm an athlete. I used to play basketball. It would be like we playing basketball and the woman says, hey, I know I'm only 5'3", but I think I should play center tonight. Because hey, if a man could do it, why can't a woman? Hey, and then she goes up there and she gets destroyed. And then she'll say it's some type of sexism. That's kind of how the world's been operating lately, where we've been putting in unqualified women. And I'll keep it real with you, man. You know, they used to complain a lot about like, what affirmative action. And I realized like affirmative action might have been used in similar ways at times in history, man, where we were putting no good sellouts in positions of authority and power because the government decided that's who they wanted, the people who were in charge, not because we picked the right person. I didn't realize that until I watched this happen with women in general, where they just were throwing in all kinds of women. In New York City, they got a woman in charge of the fire department that never was a fireman. They got a female police chief that never did any type of police work. They're just giving away these jobs. I don't know how many of you guys remember, like recently, the what is her name? In Chicago, the female, the Dalton mayor, Tiffany Henyard, or whatever her name is, man, famous for doing all the wrong things. This woman was literally in a brawl with her boyfriend in a city council meeting where she hired her boyfriend to basically run the youth at-risk youth program while she's the mayor. She's been corrupt the whole time, and they wind up brawling on camera, fighting in a meeting. There's so many cases like that. Let's talk about the Asian girl in San Francisco, I believe, or not San Francisco, LA, or one of those places, the Hamon girl, where she was caught doing all kinds of corruption. Let's talk about the girl, the mayor from Louisiana, the one that like was out there drunk and partying during Mardi Gras. Okay, like right, the city girl mayor, man. Like we just was. And again, listen, I know that there are some good women out there that could fit these jobs, but the way the Democratic Party was doing this, they were just like, yo, anybody that applies, if you a woman, yo, come get the job. Okay, you could have been the best man, the best of anything for the job, and they would have been like, no, you're not good enough. So these are the people here that again causing trouble. They won't fight. This woman will not fight when if we had problems with Russia marching down this block, when we had problems with China. What do you think she's going to do? She's the type to actually to say, hey, I never liked America anyway. They just a bunch of capitalists. She would be the first one over there with the enemy trying to plot on the rest of America. Trust me, America. All of these liberal Democrat women, these are sellouts. They're traitors. They're not to be trusted. I wouldn't marry them because they would sell y'all their own families out. And I'm going hardcore, man. There's no fear, man. It's no fear. It's enough of weak women like this, illegal immigrants, all of these weird people thinking they running something. I cannot live in that kind of world anymore. I am so thankful that Donald J. Trump actually won this election so that we can set this back to normal, man. There's no more of this crap, this garbage. Let's continue. Let's listen to some more of the rocket scientists, geniuses who would have created a better world than any of us could have.
That they are legally obligated to because they have to testify, okay? And that's the most female attention they've had in years, honestly, so congrats. But look, the more seriously these guys take themselves, the more they dress up in their little masculinity costumes and go on their little podcasts and say what real men do, the less seriously we have to take them, okay? Because when they say hateful things about women, they don't devalue us, they devalue themselves.
Okay? She's talking about me, guys.
When are you gonna give in?
Exactly. The French during World War II. The French women were out there, giving the Nazis hugs and kissing them, man. They'll sell you
out. Let me say one last thing.
Look at this group.
Or any pharmacy or any person who tries to tell you that's the case, maybe you come see me.
Look at that one.
Tell them Trump is not a dictator. Here is the not so good news.
Can you imagine being led by this? America, look at this. Can you imagine actually listening to them lead you anywhere?
Being prepared. The extremists we're up against, we know their playbook. They're going to intentionally try to confuse us. They're going to sow chaos. They're going to be cruel. They're going to make us think we don't have power. They're going to discredit judges and journalists. And
they're gonna make us think they don't have power. Because you don't. It's not us making you think. Listen, power is where power resides. And right now, you don't have it. Right now, it's over here with Donald J. Trump, okay? And his followers. You had that power, and y'all blew it. Y'all blew it. You had this country. There was a time, well, I remember not too long ago, I remember when we were wondering if the conservatives could ever live again. Like we thought they were dying out. We thought these Democrats and these progressives had the game on smash. We thought they did. Y'all remember? But here we go, man. Just oh, what a difference a day makes. Oh, what a difference. That whole map lit up red. And why? Because these women overvalued their importance and their value in this system. And I'm not saying they don't have value, but they don't have as much value as they think they do. And I want to keep it real. Yo, no election can be won without women. So that means a large percentage of American women are not with this cuckoo group right here. But these are the ones always talking. They the ones always yapping. So we think they're the majority. That's what's been happening in America. I remember saying to myself, like, I can't imagine that the whole country has really went this way. I know a lot of losers and weirdos were going that way, but I couldn't imagine educated, intelligent, what I thought was normal people would be like in support of a lot of the things the Democratic Party, like for example, bringing in transgenders to read to little kids. Like, when did I think America would ever get to the point where like the majority was okay with that? We used to have rules, man. We never messed with children. That's a rule. Like, it doesn't matter whether you're black, you're white, you're Asian, whatever you are. We know we leave kids out of that. We don't bring our sick things, our sick thoughts. Even when I smoke a cigarette, man, I don't do it around kids. I remember when I was younger, we tried to keep whatever negative behavior we were doing away from children. But this is the first time in my life that I've ever seen where a group of people, Americans, who weren't ashamed, would actually be out there saying the most disgusting things. Saying that children have rights to their sexual identity. This is what these liberals, women like these, this is what they were doing this whole time, saying that a child should have the right over their parent to go do major surgery on their bodies before they even at the age where they could decide if they could drink or go to a club or even rent a car on their own. These type of women that are on stage talking about how men like me, we're going to jump on our little podcast. Thank the Lord for the podcast. Because if not, they've been hiring nothing but these weirdo types. So if you were to turn on the TV, whether you turn to Fox, MSNBC, CNN, Sky News, even though I like Sky News, I was getting most of my news from Sky News most of this time. And I like that little Australian chick. I got a little crush on her. I like her. She's funny. She's kind of cute too. But the point I'm making is, like, these are the people they've been hiring. So we wouldn't have got any kind of real information from the news. We watched Donald J. Trump sit there for years and get like disrespected, not allowed to talk, get his words twisted by women like this who are sitting here with their pink hats on. Y'all remember when I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is the one thing I didn't like that Trump and the Republicans did. Put that weirdo Amber Rose on the team, man. They should have never. If she want to be here, they should have let her sit in the back up in the balconies. They should have never gave her a microphone. She was the one marching on that pink hat a little while. Remember when she had with that rapper, the dude, the crazy British dude, whatever. She had him marching with her, looking like a fool with the pink hat on. That's why I say you can't trust these women, bro. Like they, like she was just liberal Amber Rose like 2 years ago, and now she's diehard Trump. Hey, man, for young men out there that don't get it, man, stick with the Bible, man. The Bible tells you the truth, man. Men, we lead because these women emotions, they all over the place, man. Call me a woman hater, don't matter. I've been called worse. Let's continue to listen to these powerful women.
They're going to dehumanize and scapegoat black folks and immigrants and trans folks.
Here we go. I got to stop it. Here we go. That's the problem. I'm going to stop it right there. Look at what they did. This is a woman. I don't know what she is, but she's talking about right away. She brings up black people, transgender, immigrants. She puts us all in the same pot as though everyone she names is supposed to react with, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I don't want to be in that group. Me as a black man, take me out of that group. I don't want nothing to do with whatever group she is talking about right now. I am not part of that group. I am all the way across the street with the other group counter protesting whatever group she's trying to put us in. But the sad part is so many people fall for that BS, man. Yo, like and subscribe to the channel, man. Man, I'm out here man, I'm out here doing God's work, man. For the country, man, for my people, for American people, man. Like and subscribe to the channel, man. I should have more action and traction than this. But yo, Marcos, man, I appreciate you, man. You hold me down. You always keeping it, staying focused with me, man. I appreciate that. Yo, we gonna catch on, man. My channel gonna catch on. Other people are gonna start to see, like, we over here, I think we're telling the truth over here, man. It's harsh truth. It's truth that gets me in trouble. It's truth that makes me not actually have a lot of people around me, but I prefer it that way. The people that love me, love me. The people that hate me, they always hated me. So, I'm cool with that, man. But these women here, she's going to put me in that group. Blacks, elite, listen, you could put me in the group of other American immigrants that became Americans. I'm cool with that. Like, but even though I'm not an immigrant, I'm FBA. I'm not an immigrant, never was. But I'm okay with any American. But don't put me in with transgenders and illegal immigrants and somehow we all in the same fight. No, I don't have nothing to do with the flag community. Nothing to do with it. Black people have nothing to do with the flag community. Yes, some of us belong to the flag community, but the flag community has nothing to do with black people. I need to make that very clear to y'all out there. Illegal immigration has nothing to do with with birthright citizenship, which was clearly written and created for slaves or after coming out of the Civil War. There was never a thought of illegals coming up into our country that don't belong here, having a baby and then accessing rights to this country. No, I hope to God this gets up to the Supreme Court. I hope Trump is able to speed this up to the Supreme Court. And I hope those kind of weird conservative Supreme Court justices that Donald put in there, because there's a couple of them. I don't even trust that chick again. I don't trust her. I don't fully trust her. And I don't even trust this dude. The dude that was in trouble when we got him over the finish line. I forget his name, the one they were accusing of doing something in high school. I don't trust either one of them dudes, or the woman or him. But I hope they could do the right. Yo, tell you the truth, guys. I said this to my son the other day. Yo, the only one I trust on that Supreme Court is Uncle Tom, Clarence Thomas, the old black man. The old black man, the only one that's going to stand on 10, I think. I only trust, and that's what I would say this too to everyone. I don't know how you feel, but yo, black Americans, man, we gonna be the last ones to sell this country out. You seen these white Americans along with the women and the others and all of that. They gonna sell America out. The black man, we gonna be standing here in this country in the middle of the rubble with the red, white, and blue on. I promise you that. I don't care how much trouble we get into. I don't care how much crime we commit. I don't care about none of that. But what I'm gonna tell you this, let some foreigner try to come up in here and take over this country. I guarantee you, like we always been, we're gonna be on the front. We're gonna be on the front line. And I'm not saying ain't gonna be plenty of white brothers, plenty of Spanish brothers with me. I'm just saying we gonna be there. Because half of the white dudes are gonna leave. They half of them are communists. I realize that half of the white culture is against America. Okay? And so it's gonna be only half of them. Half of the Spanish culture ain't gonna be there. The only thing you gotta worry about is our women. Like our women may not be there, black women, but black men, we gonna be on the front line. I promise you that. We can hate this country, hate our country, but we will never let a foreigner take what's ours. And that's why we here today. That's why I'm here on this channel talking to you. And that's why that man Donald J. Trump is on the in the office. Not just from us, but we played our role. If we didn't put up that energy, black Americans, black American men, not women, men. There's a few women, but mostly men. If it wasn't for us out there basically on them channels like, hey, we liking Trump. Hey, make America great again. MAGA. The few of us, we caught hell for 6 years. We caught hell in our own communities, man. Our jobs fired us. Okay? Being a black man the last 6 years that isn't a Democrat, we have been basically outcasted from black people and from if you lived in the cities, from the very cities you lived in, that you grew up in, where your families grew up in. I'm from New York City. I had no friends in that city, and that's where I'm from. We let a bunch of these type of people move into the city from places like California, even little hick towns like, even in Iowa and places like that. All of their weirdos, what happens is, America, weirdos from every little state and every little town, they all come to New York and LA to practice being a weirdo and to be comfortable with it. So these people came in droves, and they came, so many of them came that they actually wound up taking power. But they're not the originals. They're not the originals, and they're not loyal to anything. They're not loyal to their own states. They're not loyal to their own people, and they darn sure ain't gonna be loyal to New York or LA. They're not. They're just using us. But let's take a look at what this
Anyone
genius.
who dares to show up for their fellow people, they're going to chip away at our rights one by one. So let us remember, they cannot wear us down. Let us fortify this resistance with our resilience. Let us fortify this resistance with our community. We will be here for you.
Marcos, yo, same story. Marcos, my man Marcos, he said my family on my father's side dissed me because I said I was not a Democrat. They gave it to me nicely. I stood, oh, at least they gave it to you nicely. Okay. I'll be honest, I tell you, I don't know. I keep repeating that. The last time I was in New York, man, I was fighting with my childhood best friend for, I mean, we're both like 50 years old. Like, it's kind of sad and pathetic. But we're both 50 years old and we scrapping like young dudes on the train in New York over this politics because he was a democratic, idiotic shill, an ex kind of like he's a dude who's the dude who was a childhood friend. He's kind of criminal minded. Exactly. You feel okay? Shout outs, man. I'm joining the club this year, sir. I'm joining. How's it up there at 56, man? I'll be 50 this year, and I'm actually looking forward to that because I feel like at that age, I don't have to really care anymore about any. I don't already. I don't care about people's opinions. Let me tell you something, man. Nothing more dangerous than an old man, bro. When we get to that point, I know it is, man, because I'm starting to feel it, Marcos. I'm starting to feel that like, I don't care. I don't care. It's so easy now for me to be like, I ain't doing that. I don't care. Shoot, I'm losing my mind sometimes, Marcos. I'm at work and I don't even like I can't respect authority in that type of way. I'm always respectful, but like this idea that I'm like, I'm too old. I'm too old. Like I'm looking at it like, listen, I'll go get another job, but I'm not going to be unhappy anywhere, man, because life is too short once we hit that fit. Oh, once you, hey, I don't know if you're a black man, Marco, but you see, I am. But I'll help them. I'll help. Don't be at its best. as black people, man. And so I don't feel like I'm gonna get 90 years on this planet. I don't think so. I'll be lucky to get shoot, boy. Man, I'm looking at 56 and I'm like, maybe so, brother, like but we don't get 90 like that. We don't get 90 like that, bro. We might be lucky to get 70 something, bro. That'd be like a goal. At least on my family, man. The men don't live long on my side. So I'm sitting here like, am I going to keep dancing at my age? Am I going to be um, nervous about what? Like I said, my son sees my videos and he's worried for his dad, man. He's like, Dad, man, one of these dudes going to try something. I'm like, bro, son, I am way too. When I was a young man, I ain't really care like that. I was always a little like, I don't like being bullied. I don't like no one bullying me. Whether you're a supervisor or whether you a thug on the block, I ain't never been bullied. But now at 50, I'll be darned if I'm sitting here walking around worried, man. I said, son, man, that's why we have the Bible and we have the Second Amendment, bro. That's all you need in this world. Exactly. Exactly, bro. I done seen way worse than whatever y'all gonna show me. But I get it. They put a lot of us in fear. I was talking about it a little the other day on one of my lives when I was like, I don't know how many stories we've seen of like cartels and Spanish gangs just destroying black communities. Like we've never really think about it in history. Black Americans, we've never went out like hunting for a group of people. I can't recall ever like, yo, we going to get all of them. I don't care. It's on site. I don't remember ever doing that with another culture. But I've watched like these people from other countries like openly come into black American neighborhoods, man, and have no problem green lighting anybody that's black. LA, y'all know about it. New York, we've had the same issues. And I'm sitting here like, what? We not tough anymore? But you know what? My man, Tommy Gibbs, I don't know if you out there, you seen it. I don't know if you know I'm on live, Tommy, but me and him were talking about this the other night. And he said to me the same thing what I already knew. Black people, we not gangsters, bro. We're not gangsters, man. We good people. We stand on 10 people, man. We not gangsters. We not dudes we're not that image that the TV and the rap videos and the corporations. But we good people for the most part, man. The truth is, I believe we've been led astray. We've been like guided by we've lost our fathers, okay? We've let liberal policies destroy our families. I like you could go look at the last cop video I did. It's in actually Florida, and it was like recently where you go to an apartment complex and it was like 30 women on the steps, 30 women with no jobs in the daytime. Okay, a bunch of kids, and the only male figures you saw on the screen were little children, little children that were men, little boys. You didn't see any grown men, and it was like they were brawling in this housing community. There was no men. The only men that were there, the only black man that was there was a security guard, a little overweight security guard, but he was a cool dude. To tell you the truth, those women should be messing with dudes like that security guard, a dude that's a protector, a dude with a job, a dude that's serious. But no, they want to date the thugs. They want the thugs. They want the hood dudes. They want the dudes in and out of jail. They want the dude that gonna get them pregnant and go to jail, or get them pregnant and bounce off. They want that guy. They want that guy. This ain't about like being tricked. They want that guy. I don't know what to tell you. But the only men in these communities be police officers and gangsters. But the black man, what our history is, we have always been the men that made the best out of a bad situation. We were the dudes that made our families understand. Because keep in mind, for all these years, man, we went outside. Like these women act like they were on the front lines and that they were all this. No, it was the black man. We were on the front lines during all of this. We had to go out into white society. We tried to make it where our women were safely protected at home. But then we let They let feminism and liberals come in and say, hey, your man don't have the right to keep you in the house. Your man is like just like our white man. He over here thinking he better than you, locking you away. No, we were protecting our women from the mainstream society. But our women, a lot of our women bought into it. Oh, why you want to trust him? You know, he's going to divorce you, leave you for someone else, and you're going to be poor. Come work for me. Come work for me. So now your woman is more loyal to her boss than anyone in that household. I watched this for all my life. I watched women get taught, like black women become the boss's woman and not the black family's woman. This is all technology, people, and we fell for it. Okay. And now what do we have today? We have communities ran by single mothers, communities ran by just degenerate behavior, and the children are being raised in that environment and they don't have any skills to survive in the modern world. That's where we live today, everyone. That's the America. That's the America that these people here are proud of. That's the America of Kamala and these type of women want to turn America into. That's what it is. Let's look at this beauty queen pageant. Let's finish watching this beauty queen pageant of intellectuals again. Disgusting. And we will be here for each other. I mean, if you do, you know I'm a bit of a truth teller. Lies. So today, I feel like I need to name a few truths for us all. Is that okay? Name one truth and I'll give you everything. So, America, we've got a problem. Yes, we do, America. You see, when reproductive freedom is denied in individuals, yes. Gotta stop it, gotta stop it, gotta stop it, gotta stop it. Since when did reproductive freedom mean killing babies? What does reproductive freedom have to do with abortion rights? Yo, this is some of the sickest thinking I've ever understood. And she's saying this with no hesitation, no thought. Listen, I'm not judging. I'm really not. I could care less what you women do with your babies. I could care less, personally. Probably doing society a favor by actually having these abortions. But don't try to sell me that this is about reproductive rights. No, this is about being irresponsible and not having to pay for being irresponsible. That's all this is about. This got nothing to do with reproductive rights or women's health because everybody agrees. We all agree, even Donald Trump, that if a woman's life is in danger, most of us agree with this, that the abortion should be fine. We okay with it to save a mother. We're even okay with the idea that maybe a mother should not be able to have to carry a child of being a rape victim. There is no one, most of America's understanding of these things, but they never say that out loud. They always try to sell this idea. Exactly. And the saddest part is we don't need to use abortion as birth control because we have real birth control. I've been around enough women. I don't have to be a woman to understand birth control. Okay. It's so publicly available. It's all over. Anybody that's dated a woman understands the gamut of birth control that's available. They got the shots, they got the IUDs, they got anything you want, man. You can take a shot 3 months and then 3 months come back, take another shot. You'll never get pregnant. So why are we aborting millions of babies still? This is just pure irresponsibility, no accountability. That's all this is. But how have we been able to let them sell it to us as reproductive right? How is abortion about reproduction? You're not okay. Okay, I'm being too logical and I keep forgetting logic does not work in their world. Only feelings, no accountability, and empathy. No, sympathy. It's not even empathy, it's sympathy. No. But again, right away, look at the keywords: abortion rights, illegal immigrants, LGBTQ. Somehow they think that got something to do with being black. These things, why isn't these things attached to the from the India community? Why aren't these things attached to the African community? Why aren't these things attached to the Latino community? Why aren't these things attached to the white community? Why are only these things being attached to the black community? Why is that somehow got anything to do with us? Why would you use black American and abortion in the same sentence? Why would you use black American rights and LGBTQ rights in the same thought? They got nothing to do with each other. I'm gonna be stopping a lot here. Listening to this.
But what I'm here to tell you is that this entire country is in danger.
Yes, we are. From you.
And so thank you to the powerful storytellers who's let us know that we are as individuals in danger. But I want to be clear that when reproductive freedom is denied,
reproductive freedom,
our entire country is in danger. We've seen it happen outside this country. We've seen it happen inside this country. The minute they control our bodies, the minute they control the ability of us to make our decisions for ourselves, the right to grow our families, how we want to grow our families, the right to save our own.
See, man, I can't do it. I can't even get through 2 minutes without stopping this madness. Who is they that is stopping them? And why is it like when she refers to family, there's this sick mentality that women believe that the children are their personal private property. They almost treat children like like Americans used to treat slaves, as though this slave has no rights outside of my thought, my authority. That's how women talk about their children today in America and the right to have an abortion, as though this child is just basically just this attachment to whatever I want to do. Hey, if I don't feel like getting fat this summer, this living being has no rights to stop me from staying skinny. And yet I'm the crazy one. According to them, I'm the crazy one. I'm the one that's radical. I'm the one that hates women. Yet you're probably aborting more girls and more women than I ever could hurt a woman. But you don't think you're hurting women by aborting them by the millions. You think you're a saint. You think you're doing God's work. You think Jesus, oh God, Lord, I'm so sorry. I was about to bring. They think Jesus would be okay with this, guys. This is how crazy it's gone. And guess what? The church would probably be like, yo, Jesus would be okay with abortion. That's how crazy the world we live in today. That's the world we live in today, man. They believe that Jesus is okay with this. Let's talk about Jesus. Let's bring up Jesus in this, man. We might as well. Okay. I am a believer in Jesus. I'm a believer in Christ. I'm a believer in God. But I've always found it funny how the modern liberal woman seems to be in love with Jesus, but seems to hate God. Even though I'm fully aware of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity, I don't think a lot of these so-called liberal feminist women who keep claiming God, they always talking about God, but they never living one darn thing that God puts in the book. But they all quote, they're not quoting, but they love to bring Jesus' name up whenever we're talking about anything about where they feel like they should be forgiven. I don't think Jesus is doing it that way. From my reading of the scriptures, Jesus talks about hell more than the Old Testament. But for some reason, these people think Jesus is going to be high-fiving them on their way to heaven. That Jesus is going to be like, yo, them 5 abortions, man, don't worry. It's about forgiveness. I love you. Come on in. I don't know, man, if they sold themselves this delusion or, hey, but it doesn't hurt or help that the actual churches are actually co-signing this thought. We got, like, the churches are breaking all the rules. When I was growing up, I went to an Episcopal church, Lower East Side Manhattan Episcopal church, man. Very black at one time. Sadly, today, it's a Haitian church now. Go figure. They brought in a Haitian female, whatever you call it, reverend or whatever you want to call it, father or reverend. They brought in a female and they brought in another culture, which again shows how FBAs have been replaced in every place that we were. I don't even know where 43 million of us are, or the 47 million of us are. I find like I can't even find us half the time. Everywhere I'm at in America, I don't really see us. Or maybe I see us, we just quiet. But most of the time, all I see is immigrants and people from other countries. I don't really see foundational Black Americans. Or we're not outside. I go to the New York City African American Day Parade, man, it'd be like 20 people out there. I go to the Caribbean Day Parade, it'd be like 2 million. I'm sitting around looking around like, yo, where am I? You start to feel like a minority in your own country. And that's what the plan was by these liberals, shills, and these Democrats, to actually take away the power from original Americans. They wanted to do that. Because guess what? We buck. We buck. Just like I'm trying to tell my son like, why you out here wilding, dad? Why, yo, you really saying all of this? I'm saying because that's what my bloodline does, son. We don't go along and get along. Some of us do, but guess what? Half of us, even when them dudes do that, the other half of us are like, we ain't messing with them. That's why we had the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings. Even if you guys really know history, Frederick Douglass, who was another hero of mine, I learned to really respect him. But I used to look at him kind of on the Martin Luther King side of things. And Martin Delaney was more on the Malcolm X side of things. But I'm saying, even in Black American culture, when we had people who were like going along to get along, there was always another half of us on some, yo, F them too, bro. Sellouts. Even if we're wrong. But the point is, we never like went around and actually like joined one side. We always had a group that were fighting on behalf of our own people. I don't know what happened, man. Like I said, I don't even know where Black Americans are today. I don't know where we are. I guess we out there looking for the next. Yeah, they tell the women what they want to hear and they continue to pay their tithes. Yes. If they told them about their wicked ways, they would leave the church. But what happens to these? So we're not really afraid of God, huh? We just not. We just all lying. The preachers too. They're more worried about the tithes than they are about actually their souls burning. Because according to the Bible, the worst depths of hell is reserved for the preachers who lead the people astray. That you suffer the most. So you don't believe in God. That's what these preachers are telling me. Because your suffering is going to be way deeper than everyone you lead that way. God is going to punish you in a way that is historic. I don't even know the word to describe the type of torment you will live in for eternity. As a preacher, leading the people astray from God's word while knowing God's word. While knowing God's word, you out there preaching the opposite. Do you know what happens to you, my friend? And it's cool if you don't believe in God, but then why are you a preacher? Why are you in the church? If you don't want to believe in God, why associate with the church? I know the answer. I'm speaking I'm speaking. What is it? Oh my God, I'm losing my words today. Like we already know the answer. It's the money. It's the money. We know it's just the money. Church is just about the money. And I mean, we watch these women walk up in these churches, man. They're not dressed appropriately. They're in there wilding. They're not married. They're not like, they're single mothers. And the church is like, hey, come on in, man. Everybody's welcome. Yeah, everyone is welcome into the church. But that don't mean you are not obligated to make changes once you're part of the community. You're coming into a church to be part of the community. You're not just coming in for a Sunday hangout spot to say, yo, you do it, to be able to use your fake like Jesus and Lord little sayings. I'm around all of these women. They always talking about God, but nothing I see in their life reflects God. And when I hit them with when I hit them with the word, when I hit them with the Old Testament, because again, they only want to live in Jesus' time. They always want to bring up some liberal person that is trying to change the word of God, change the gospel, and talk about no. A lot of people they think a woman's not supposed to preach, but that's not really what God meant. Like, who the heck is you? How do you know? This stuff been around thousands of years and nobody's come up with that idea. But all of a sudden, we got a whole group of scholars who aren't scholars that for some reason they know that what really God wanted when the Bible was written. But they don't read the Bible, but they do read. They just read the same six scriptures that fit their narrative, and they read it without context to the whole story. Everyone's been getting away with this, and I'm watching deeply so-called religious women pull this hustle off. Again, I have nothing against the flag community. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't have nothing against it. I don't care. But my point is, the idea of having that in the church when the gospel specifically speaks against that, specifically Sodom and Gomorrah, sodomy. Well, it don't take a rocket science to put this together, but somehow we found a way to say this is all okay. Because God, Jesus loves everyone, is what they try to tell us, man. Yo, like and subscribe to the channel, man. I got like 3 people. I don't know why y'all missing this hustle right now, man. I get it. It's Friday night. All of the sinners are out. Hey, and I'm a sinner. Don't let me get it. Don't listen. There's nothing pure about me. The only difference is I'm aware of myself. I know everything I do. I talk to God. I ask my own forgiveness. I try to work. I try to get better. I try not to be the hypocrite that I am sometimes. And I darn sure don't preach hypocrisy. I will be the first to tell you, I was wrong to do that, bro. I was young, ignorant, or old and ignorant. I was weak. I couldn't handle the moment, and I just wanted the pleasure of life rather than the sacrifice for the greater good. I will admit that. That's the only difference with me and you, sinner. It's not that I'm better, and it's not that I'm pure. It's just that I'm honest. And I think God will appreciate that. That's all I can say. I don't know what he's doing with y'all. I don't know how God is going to deal with your hypocrisy of like you're claiming abortions is for women's reproductive right. Again, every time I say that out loud, I'm like, I gotta squint. I gotta like, how is abortion reproductive? That's actually the opposite of reproduction, right? Let's listen to the rocket scientists some more. Let's listen to these
lies. We are in trouble. Because it's a sign of something bigger. It's a sign of authoritarianism. It's a sign of autocracy.
They love those words, boy.
That we must act. So are you ready to act?
Yeah.
Are you ready to act? Listen, I know it isn't easy right now. And I have to tell you, I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm not even sure I want to be here. It would be far too easy for people in this country to say, listen, America, you're in trouble, but this is not my problem. And it's not. You need a drag queen lawyer. Baby, you call me because I'm ready to defend. Let's put our hands together one more time for Miss Fatima God's grave.
Guys, just in case any of you are looking for a transgender lawyer, she says she's available to take your case. I don't know if she'll leave a number. Hey, I'm sure there's a few of y'all out there in YouTube land that are looking for a transgender lawyer. That's her right there, guys.
Ready to fight.
Running through that crowd like a linebacker, looking like OJ running through the line.
the tyranny and oppression of a small minority of people in power to exist, and they're
How is it a small minority when it was the majority of the country? I think it was 77 million voters, but somehow it, you see, like, I don't know if that's called mental health issues. It said, I don't know the word, but how do you just repeat lies to yourself to the point where you actually are fully believing and invested in those lies, man? She said a small group of people in power. We just vote. Could we have said that when Biden won? A small group of people are doing all of this. Why is it different now? Like he beat the other guy. How is this the small? Those what Donald Trump is doing right now represents my vote. That's exactly. He's doing exactly what I wanted him to do, and he's doing it wonderfully too. He's even hitting things I didn't think about. I wasn't even thinking about birthright citizen. Let's get it. Like that, beautifully done. He's also like all of those marches when they were like rioting at Columbia University and NYU and all of the in Berkeley, California, where they were like rioting against the Jewish kids and stuff. Trump like, yo, we going back on the tape. We gonna look at the record. If you're not an American citizen, you up out of here. Yo, what you do? This is the internet era. This is the age of cameras. Hey, everything I'm saying, I'm going to have to stand on. I might want to run for office in 5 years. Everything I'm saying on this video, I'm going to have to stand on. And guess what? I will. I will. I will, because I'm fully solid in this thought right now. Like, I'm not in this moment of figuring myself out anymore. I did all of that. I spent many years. Man, Marcos, man, if you'd have met me 10 years ago, man, you could go on my Facebook. It still got a lot of like, bro, everything was like radical black. Bro, I was out there. I don't know if you know about like the Sonettas and like 125th Street, running with the 5%ers, running with the, I was out there like doing all of that, trying to start schools for black kids and, and doing all of that. But something just ain't feel right, honestly, running with them dudes. Them dudes seemed like they were just kind of race hustling. They wasn't really about, to me, it just seemed like a race hustle. They were on YouTube trying to get their things up. I want to talk about this. I want to help change the country. That's why I'm on YouTube. And also, I want my thoughts to be recorded for my children, for my grandchildren. I want them to know there was a real one in your family. I don't know what happened. After I'm gone, I don't know who takes my place. My grandfather was a real one. And I tell you what, ain't nobody took his place. My uncles are all soft suckers. So there was no real man to replace my uncle. So I might only be here on video, you know? Exactly. I used to run with Sonetta and them, man. I used to run with them dudes, man. I'm even on video. I'll see if I can find it. I was with a dude named Q Butter. We started a school. Well, not we, he did, but I used to work with him where I go to Brownsville and I used to do GED classes and work on, working with young black kids in Brownsville. I used to do that not that long ago. What's that brother name? And I knew then when I was already then I had to walk away because these dudes wanted to be Egyptians. These dudes wanted to be Israel. They were like it was just too much wanting to be everything but a black American. And that's what I was already like, I'm not, I don't know, I don't really care about Egypt. Okay. I was over here digging Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington. I'm like excited about that. And also like I forget my the first black leader of the Black AME Church, I forget his name, but I was into like that stuff. While they wanted to sit there and talk about Egypt and about like all kinds of, to me, spaced out weird stuff. So I had to walk away. And then it got too racial because even though I love my black Americans, I'm not a racist. I know everybody's foul to a degree. I'm not really, I'm not really that openly racist. Like I judge my own, I judge you, I judge white, I judge Asian, I judge everybody, man. And So I couldn't really roll with them dudes, man. They were just. I remember we was doing a school thing, and the dude was like, "Yo, if a kid even got white in him, like if he's a mixed kid, that he can't come in the building." I'm like, "Bro, you bugging? Like, yo, like you bugging, bro? Like, yo, I'm not gonna do that to children, bro. I'm not gonna do. If you want me to go, I'm not gonna do that, bro. I'm not gonna kick children out because they mama slept with a non-black dude. Oh, that's me. That's the part he didn't get. I'm not full black. My mama went out there and crept with some Italian. I'm half Italian. Never met the dude. Don't know who he is. Never been around Italians. I'm only black. But my mama did something that I have to live with. And so I wasn't with like kicking little kids out of my school because they were half white or part white, but they were definitely black and being raised in black community. So it was just too much of that stuff. But the point I'm making is I was outside. I was out there. I was out there doing all of that commitment to the black cause and to the black community. Man, I banged on nonprofits, man. I was out there leading marches. I wish I could find the video. You can see me out there with the dashiki on, with the tiger claw, the bear claw, and the bro, I was outside doing that not that long ago, bringing in the whole hood to march on a nonprofit. That was me. And then I realized at some point, this is like 10 years ago. Tell you the truth, man, it wasn't until I saw how much of a scam this Democratic Party was when I started to really understand the hustle of Barack Obama, that whole hustle, and that this dude wasn't really like me. That's when I decided, like, yo, this ain't really working. When I started to see how this feminism thing was really hurting Black American men, when I started to walk around New York City and all I saw was Black homeless men, not illegal, not immigrants, FBA men made up majority of the homeless people in the streets of New York City. I saw it during that COVID pandemic. I watched how that city turned on Black Americans for everybody else, even for the Karens. The Karens got to now legally keep us 6 feet away from them, their buildings, their whole world. I watched it. I watched how other cultures, Asian, Spanish, Arabs, Africans, all kind of coalesced together in this opposition towards Black American men. I watched it. I peeped it. I can't imagine why Houston would be any different. I heard it's everything that I hate. From what I understand right now, Houston is the number one place of illegal immigrants being dropped off and disseminated throughout America is in Houston, Texas. It is crazy because I'm living here in Florida, and I'm gonna tell you, Florida, which is a conservative state ran by a pit bull governor who's a little probably autistic to me, but I mess with him because even though he's a little weird, man, he about that business, man. He kind of more business than Trump in a lot of ways, DeSantis. And he out here trying to go. He trying to like say I could do better than you, Trump. He getting busy out here. But even with that getting busy, yo, there are so many illegal immigrants in this state. I'm telling you, the first week of like the first few days of the Trump operations for crackdowns on illegal immigration, yo, the cities, or at least where I live out in Florida, bro, it was quiet. Today was like the first day I saw traffic again. I'm like, maybe they think it ain't happened. Okay, maybe they think it ain't gonna go down. But yo, Florida, like these are, but I guess that's where we're near the lines. Florida's near the Caribbeans. They coming over, the Haitians, yo, it's mad Haitians out here, mad Haitians in Florida. And you think they black, but they not. I mean, they black, but they not Black American. Me and the Haitian community, even though I like the Haitian community, but I don't like them enough to. I'm over here in Orlando. I'm in Orlando, bro. I might as well stay in New York because it's just as ghetto. It's just as ghetto and liberal as New York City. Okay, and all the New Yorkers are down here anyway. All the trash New Yorkers are down here anyway. Yeah. So that's what it is, man. No, Florida is bad too, man. And this is supposed to be a place where like you got real laws and stuff, but it ain't really working down here. Oh my God. I just caught a glimpse in the background. What is this? What is this right here? Hold on. Hold on. Now I'm curious. I'm curious. What the-
Skin for queer people. Pay
Oh
equity
God, I
facing
missed it.
harassment.
It's just all kind of creatures in this crowd,
Victory for black
like
and
weird
brown women
creatures.
facing compounding discrimination at the intersection of
That
their
wasn't
identities.
human when I saw it. Oh, I missed it. I don't know. It looked like a weird new creature. Like, look at this. Look at this crap. Look at this crap. Look at the disgustingness of these people. Why they always so? Okay, let me shut this up, man. So, I'm amazed. Like, these women always talking about like referencing men's like organs as being. Does that work? Like, even if I had a little one, well, so what? Like, why is so if I don't agree with you, there's something that got to do with the size of my sexual organ? Like, so everyone that agrees with liberals are packing, and everyone that disagrees with liberals are like little pequeños, huh? Is that the theory behind that whole idea of like everyone who don't agree with you got a little what? Yeah, the shaming language. I mean, I just would like, I would like to be shamed in a logical way, man. Just break me down. I'm okay with that. I love like you to intellectually break me down. I can live with that. But I hate this weak kind of low IQ, non-thinking, easily thrown out way of shaming me. Even though I don't care. But I'm at an age, Marcos, bro, we at an age, we don't care, bro. It don't even matter. Bro, big, little, middle, it don't even matter. Bro, it don't even matter. I'm out here, man. I need $1, bro. I don't need a woman. I need $1. Okay, you can shame me with some money, but you can't shame me no other way. You can't even really shame me that way, man. Yeah. So, like I said, man, I don't know. I'm just killing time, man, and I'm loving it, and I'm loving it, but I'm loving this new energy, man. I told you the other day, man, when I woke up and the streets were empty, man. Everybody was angry at the school, man. All the women are like, yo, we gotta protect the kids. And I'm sitting there like, protect them from what? What? What you think is gonna happen? What? You think I'm jumping in front of federal agents for who? What? And first of all, they're not coming in here for no kids. Why y'all even talking like that? See, that's silly. These are black women, not really black American women. These are mostly Caribbean women, but they black. They went to they in black sororities. All of them ski wee. I see them. They got the shirts with the ski wee. So they were, that's the sorority. That's the one that Kamala was in. They all ski wee in my school. Okay. And they all think that part of the ski wee is protecting illegal immigrants. Sitting there like they going like these lazy, yeah, them AKAs. I got a whole school of AKAs, man. All my principal, no, she's another one, but like, see, I've never been down. I mean, I haven't worked down south ever, so this is my first time working down here. I ain't never been around like so many open like fraternities, sorority, because there's a lot of black colleges down here. But it shows you that them black colleges, that's kind of a hustle too, and it's not American, and they don't really care about black people either. They care about like keeping the Democratic Party happy, keeping their funding happy, man. But I'm in a school full of AKAs, man. They wear the jackets, bunch of fake bougie chicks, got the same job as me, but you ski weeing. You acting like you something wearing your little outfit. I can't stand them because they over here like they doing what's that chick, that Hollywood chick that was crying the other day about illegal immigrants because no one's going to be able to make her sandwich anymore or cut her grass or avocados are going to go up $1. I don't know why she crying. I forget that chick's name, but she was out there crying. Okay, I guess who's going to babysit? Who's going to cut the grass? I don't know. Will strawberries go up? Will oranges go up? I guess this is like this is like end of the world scenarios for rich liberals in Hollywood. Forget that chick's name, man. But anyway, that's what these ski-wee AKAs are doing. They out here acting like the world's going to end if we don't save the illegals. What are you going to do with them? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm leaving. I'm getting the heck out of that school. I can't listen, man. Give me the most racist, nah, not racist, but give me a white man over a AKA. Give me a man of any color, but of what do you call it, cis, like a man, not the other man. I don't like working for them, and it's not because of that. I just don't like their energy and their attitude, and we don't click. I need to work for a man, a real man, an old what? All right, a real man, whatever that is. I need to work for one of them. I can't do this. I can't work for these women no more until they get some act right together. They need to get like paddled a little bit by Trump and his administration. They need to get their mind back onto the normal pattern. They need to realize you ain't gonna get saved by these types. These pink hat chicks, these all of these ones talking about they about to crash out for illegal immigrants. They can't save you, bro. I promise you, young ladies. Black women, real black women. Yo, you gonna have to come back home to men like me. Men like me. Because there won't be no others that can do anything. There's only gonna be my type and the others, and you ain't gonna want them others. You don't want them now. And even the thug dudes are gonna get right, or they gonna go to jail. It's not just two choices. You can wait on him to get out, or you can get with real men. That's your choice. And I see most of you have made your choice, and so have I. All right. Yo, Marcos, bro, appreciate you, my brother. Anybody else that was out here, man, that was like peeking and hating on the low, come on out and hate out front, hate in public with me. Okay, come on out and come talk to me, man. Come let me know how you feel. I'm about to take this to the next level, but I got to get some more people on my lives. I want to get the phone calls. I want you to be able to call me and tell me how much of a POS I am to my face. I would like that. And now, and again, this is all fun to me. Okay, I got to go to work on Monday. This is my Friday. I got to work Monday through Friday. This isn't how I pay bills. I would like to add a little bit to the to my life through, but I got years to develop this channel. This channel, I ain't trying. I'm not in no hurry to develop this channel right now. I ain't even got the computer equipment and stuff yet. Right now, we pre-cooking. We pre-cooking. Okay, I ain't even really. I got one burner on. I got one burner on, bro. I ain't even start cooking with the other burners. At some point, we're gonna have the oven, we're gonna have the lower oven, we're gonna have 4 burners going and a barbecue pit outside, man. We're gonna be cooking like that in a few. And that's when you'll see me putting real energy. Right now, you just getting my heart. You getting my heart, my soul, my mind. Okay? You ain't getting the actual hustle yet. So, yo, you guys, I'm gonna hit y'all up, man. I might hit you up later tonight if the energy feels right, man. But yo, please like and subscribe to the channel, my peoples, man. Yo, FBA, stay on 10. Oh, the new phrases, man. Yo, when they start babbling to you about this and that, yo, tell them, yo, call Donald. Yo, hit up Donald. That's how we doing it, baby. Oh, yo, I got that 866 in like 2 months. I really didn't start grinding on this channel until Christmas break. That's on everything. I started this channel in July and I was just talking about, Trump, tell you the truth. And now I really kicked it in during the Christmas break. And I will be at 1,000 subscribers probably by Wednesday of next week. I really want to say by Sunday, but I don't want to get cocky. But the channel is doing well. It really, bro, talk to Donald. Yo, talk to Donald. No more crying to me, man. Don't come to me with your problems, man. Talk to Donald. I'll get the number. I'll get the number, bro. Okay? Yo, shout outs to my peoples, man. Gemini Lounge, man. Yo, thank you, man. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.